Afternoon guys, it's not a very exciting one. This is just to show you what happens when you just breed animals purely for money and you can't be bothered to look after them, you can't provide for them, and you can't give them the welfare that they need and deserve. Being poorly bred is a massive issue. Lack of calcium when they're young and poor nutrition when they're young is also a massive issue. It is a make-up of how they are and how they progress as adults in animals. I mean, this is one of a few which have been dropped on me in the last couple of days. He's by far the worst. This is not just CBD, this isn't lack of calcium. He's been syringe fed 3 to 4 times a day at the moment. I would say he's neurologically damaged. Unfortunately, I think he's probably going to have to be put to sleep tomorrow because it's just not a fair quality of life for him. However hard he's trying, and you'll be able to see he's now even trying to shed, but you put a bowl of waxworms in front of him and he just falls over backwards. He doesn't know what's going where. I would say he's been hit on the head, he's been dropped, or a child has been involved in handling him and just hasn't handled him correctly. So this is a little guy. I'm going to point you down now. I've been syringe feeding him, so this is, I'm going to try and do a little bit. He's a beautiful little guy, as you can tell. He's now breaking through in his shed here, but look, you can see his head just sitting at a funny angle, and he just... I mean, this is just a mix of high protein and high calcium mix. He bends in ways that I have never. I've hand fed and reared many animals, but this guy, he's not the full ticket. That's fine. He didn't land on the floor. He landed on the edge of my leg. This is hard to get on video of how bad that he actually is. I may try and I'm going to try and hand feed him again a little bit more. He has had some already, which he just spat out. Obviously I don't want to get it when he's breathing, so it goes straight into his lungs and risk giving him pneumonia. So I'm just literally holding it here, and I don't know if you guys can see, but he's just suckling this ever so gently off the side of my mouth because he was so dehydrated and thirsty. Okay. Come on, mate. Got a lot of loose skin going around here because he is trying to shed, but he needs to eat, because if he gets no protein in him how he is, I mean, I'm trying to give him a chance. A lot of people may slate me and say put him down, but he was given to me like this, and he's not got to this size by not feeding. See, he's licking his lips. He's not got this big in life without feeding, so he's managed to eat, he's managed to sustain. So if he's trying, then why should we give up, eh? The mix is rapeseed, mealworms, high strength calcium, locusts, mashed, compressed, frozen, rethawed, and then attempted to be syringe fed. Come on, mate, look, you know you want some. See, he just doesn't know how to go about. Sometimes stroking the throat can help. See, and then he looks back, he's like, come on, give me more. then he tries to actually bite it right. I mean, we're not getting anywhere. It's all dribbling down the side of him. I'm not risking getting some of this on his chest, because he's not going to want high protein pneumonia. I'm just going to show you a quick video of this is how this guy has to walk day to day. He can't walk any different to this. This is him. This is his neurological issue. So this is his life at the moment. I put him down on the floor. Come on, mate, this way. This way. I mean, it doesn't take an expert to tell you, does it, that it's not a very well lizard. I mean, a lizard is placed on a table like this. I mean, he's actually walking a lot better than what he has been. It may be the sudden little boost of glucose and protein that he's just got inside of him now. Right, I'm going to pause this video and I'm going to come back with another one. Back in the room, guys. Right, this is the next little one. No neurological damage as of yet from what we know. Very active, very skittish, but extremely skinny. I mean, I've got quite big fingers, but you can see tail there. It's ridiculous. There's been no feed in there in 3 weeks. They've just been left in a viv to die, basically. This one's syringed at least once a day, just so I know he's getting what he needs, because he will feed, and he has fed. I imagine that's what he's so active for now, because he can smell what's coming. Yeah, to all the people commenting, I usually use 1 mil syringes, or 2 mils, or 2.5 mils at a maximum, but I'm all out. I use fresh sterilised ones every single time, so going through 5, 6, 7 a day, there's other animals here as well. It's just not. This is what I'm left with tonight until bank holiday's over and I can go and get some more. See, this little guy, he will eat, he will feed a little bit better. As you can see, he's just lipping it off the pipette syringe, sorry. I mean, I can't imagine it tastes very nice, to be fair, but it's superfood. If there's anything, I mean, these would have been dead within, what day is it, Monday? These would be dead by Wednesday if they hadn't have came to us. Come on, mate, open your mouth up. And swallow. Bearing in mind all these lizards are last year's beginning of last year's hatchlings, so these are now 12, 15, 16 months, so it's just pure neglect, obviously the higher value morphs have sold, and then little guys like this, which are with no value, just like bearded dragons, just get left, unfortunately. I'm going to leave you there. I'm going to come back and just show you an example of how. And here's one of my own. This guy's 8 months old, so he's 12 months off of the last two that you just saw. I mean, you can see his tail. His tail's fatter than me. I'm nearly 16 stone. I haven't got little hands. He's big, active. He will eat all the time. I know he's just a standard. He's nothing special. Leopard geckos aren't really my major thing. They were just my first ever reptile when I was about 8 years old. As you all know, I've got royal pythons, chameleons, bearded dragons, all sorts, marine fish tanks, tropical fish tanks, tortoises, you name it, it's here pretty much. But yeah, so guys, stop breeding leopard geckos, because it's not on. You can't. It's not select define. It's not how it works. It's not natural selection. You can't pick the good ones and let the old ones suffer, or just palm them on to someone else. It's not on. Take your responsibilities, man up, look after your animals, feed them. If you can't afford them, if you got a shit time, if you're having a shit time, you lost your job, you lost your missus, you stubbed your left toe, and now you lost your house keys as well. Then if shit's that bad, that's still not even an excuse. You rehome them to a rehoming centre that can give them the care that they need. There's no excuse to keep animals to get into that emaciated state. I mean, for him to get into the emaciated state that the previous were just in, it would take 3 weeks of no feeding. It would take 3 weeks of no feeding to get him like that, which obviously is never going to happen because he's my mate. But yeah, that's just my little rant because I'm a bit pissed off. Because they shouldn't be my problem, and they always end up to be. It's not the first time, and I know it won't be the last, but just stop doing it, man. Just to earn a few quid. It's a leopard gecko. It's like a £40 gecko that you sell like one a week of. We don't need them. Same as bearded dragons while we're on the note. Just pack it in, man. There is no need. Okay, in here. This is my animal room slash dog room and everything else. Right, she's just had a little bit more of his feed. And this is greed. People have bred him purely just for coloration, for money, to earn an extra £20–30. But he's now looking for a little bit more of his. And this is shocking. So if you want to buy a leopard gecko, they're brilliant first pets. They're great for kids. Absolutely fantastic. I could not recommend them enough. But just get them from a good breeder. Don't go around someone's house unless they've got a good quality of stock. They can show their quality of stock, and you can see all the young. I mean, because I'm not saying that that everyone that breeds leopard geckos at home. Okay, mate, just a little bit more. Is a bad person, because it's far from it at all. There's some of the best breeding programs in the world going on at people's establishments and units. Just look what you're buying, guys, because I mean, he would have been tiny. He'd have been this big. May have been alright to start with. Your kids are going to love him. He gets parts of the family pet. And then you got this heartbreak to put up with. I mean, look, I just touch him, and it absolutely breaks my heart, brings me to tears, because he's neurologically damaged. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's not in any pain. It's just a massive state of confusion for him. He wants to come up, but he's not really sure how to go about it. this piggy back round here. You come back round. Right. See, he's numerically damaged in the way that he can't mobile himself or feed properly to live a good enough life, but he's neurologically clever enough to know that he can get some goodness out of my syringe and that I can help. But I mean, he's just a little bit of loose skin there. Yeah, so don't ever help peel him, but as I'm feeding, I don't want loose skin to be going around inside his throat. But just think about what you're doing, guys, man, for the sake of a few quid and just to earn some respect because you think you're cool. Look at this. Is that cool? What sort of respect do you get out of this? It's not cool, is it? He's suffering. He's a suffering animal. Well, I'm going to stop with all the sadness and the hatred. I'm going to put him away because he's got his head up, but I think he's just stargazing, to be honest. Anyone knows what stargazing is, they know what I'm talking about. I'm pretty sure he's just stargazing. He's not waiting for food. It's heartbreaking. It really is. To someone like myself, it's heartbreaking. So he's going to go away. See, for example, go to pick him up just like normal. He just rolls on his back. He can't right himself.